Welcome back to the Forensics Unplugged channel, guys. It's quite late and it's very cold, so excuse the old little Red Riding Hood and all that stuff. Silica sprays, Maguire's hybrid ceramic wax, Mother's BMX, CMX, whatever it's called, ceramic spray coating, Turtle Wax, ceramic spray coating, Adams ceramic boost, SI02, SC mist, some silica detail sprays, Geon, Carpro, done and dusted, Angel Wax Enigma QED, some other ones here, Brightmax Remax, Tax Systems Quartz Max, Geon Cure. That's all, pretty much every one I got, I think, or might have a few more kicking around. You never know. You shake the cupboards enough, like detailing products drop out. Point of this video today is like, does it really matter, like which ones you get and what they do and stuff like that? And the answer, the obvious superficial answer, or the correct answer, is yes, it does. But it's just a case of how much you actually care. Now, from a very simple point of view, guys, these detail spray products down here probably are slightly less concentrated with the silica stuff. If I look at, I'm just guessing here and talking out loud, these are some of the interesting videos, but they can also be the ones that you can get completely wrong. If you just look at this Geon product down at that bottom there, that white stuff that if you kind of shake will disappear and mix into their quick detailer. Well, it looks a bit similar to kind of like the white stuff that's in their kind of Geon Cure product. You know, is that the silica that we're looking at in there? So a very simple statement is that your detail sprays here could just contain a lot sort of smaller amounts of the actual silica that's in these silica sealants, and perhaps more water, but also more, you know, gloss agents or whatever is in these detail sprays as well. So that's the first thing. A silica detail spray you'd expect would be something that is there really to tidy up the panels after the wash and give it a little gloss hit and, you know, tidy up any little watermarks and stuff like that, as long as they're not baked on. And something ideally that would be friendly on all sorts of surfaces, really, wouldn't it? You could just spray and forget. So that is what you would want from a silica detail spray. So if you're after durability, you perhaps would put these detail sprays to one side, and then you would look at something that was described as a silica sealant rather than a detail spray. So the detail sprays, we've got Geon Quick Detailer, Carpro Elixir, Done and Dusted SI, Enigma QED. They're all quite cool. They are very cool products, I tell you. They've got a lot going for them. I'm not even sure which ones I would use, but that's the most hydrophobic of them all. That may be the glossy and that may be the slickest. This one, ironically, might be the most durable. I'm guessing. I haven't tested them side by side. Now, if we go down to this main field of products here, as a consumer looking at these, but you'd probably sort of want to know what the difference would be. Now, the first thing is durability. Durability. You take a product like Geon Cure, its durability is only 1.5 stars out of, I think, 5 or 6 star rating. And Geon say that it will do 6 weeks. So they're very honest with that. Why? Because it's designed as a little maintenance topper. So after you apply Geon's coatings, which will last years, you know, depending on which one you're picking, you could just plonk some of this on top and it will stop water getting into the coating while it's still curing, you know, while it's outside for that first week. That's the theory, you know. So you've got this like little layer of material that the water and the minerals can sit on top. So you might not know that though, and you could see this product and see hydrophobic spray sealant and you want it. So that's the sort of things that hopefully the testing picks up on. And if you didn't know, you know, you get a better understanding of what these products might give you. So that's the first thing. If I could rank these products here in order of durability, I think it's going to be something like this. This is interesting. I'm having a guess here. Oh, Jesus, that one's going to be down at the bottom somewhere, probably like something like this. This is interesting, isn't it? You know what? If I had to guess, I think it would probably be something like this. Oops, a daisy. There's a guess at the durability from what I've seen. So there you go. I'd be very interested to actually test these 4 against each other, see which one comes up on top. I think Brightmax actually edged it. These two products here are actually very, very similar for me. They're both very durable and very long lasting, but they're more sheeters. Ultra slick and ultra glossy. Both very, very good, and both roughly the same sort of price. So if you're not too worried about hydrophobicity, there's an awesome recommendation. This is a little kind of unique one, this ceramic wax. It's bizarre that it's a spray and rinse product when it's really, I'm not sure if that's the best way to use it, but this one might be the most potent kind of beader and durability product out of all of them. I'd love to test this properly against these other ones. This is like a little pot of liquid gold. It is just incredibly expensive, like I said in one video. You should definitely check out that one if you're after just something new. That's a good example of where exploring the detailing scene as opposed to the mass brands can actually reveal some little gems. So I'm really glad I got a chance to review this. It didn't win in that last silica spray. Ultimately, the price thing, you know, if it's 4 times more expensive than another product, that's a massive factor, isn't it? But this, if you don't care about price, is an absolute powerhouse. It really is. So hopefully that will give you some idea. These products down here, depending on what you're after, could be really good. This one is a nice product to work with. It just doesn't last as long, but it's great value, isn't it? The Adams one, the problem with this is you just don't get as much. You don't get as much, and it's similar to the Quartz Max, where it's kind of like an average durability one, I think. An average is still good, it's like a couple of months. Like Quartz Max will do 2 to 3 months. I'm thinking the Adams one will as well. Funnily enough, for me, I'm not sure if I would use these silica sprays as a baseline sealant after like full prep of a car. I would probably go with a lightweight ceramic. You know, probably go with the right ceramic. The exception is I might go with the silica primer polish like I did when I polished out my car. I just used the silica primer polish like a glaze at the end, even though I'd polished it all, and a foundation layer because it's putting protection down, and then I put Brightmax Remax. I got a good 6 months out of that, guys. In fact, no, it's had a liquid wax put on top of it as well. So, but I got a good 6 months out of that. I think it was starting to fail, or it's starting to sheet, but they're sheeting products anyway. But I would probably, next time around, I would consider putting something like Car Pro Light down because it's very easy to use, and then possibly using a water-based product to top it, or just maybe even top it with Elixir, because that is very hydrophobic. So you get all these cool combos coming out. That leads me on to the next point, guys, is, you know, whatever you want to use really is down to you kind of for your car. For me, I am drawn towards the Korean brands for some reason. Like, I just like the products that come out from Car Pro, Geon, and Tax Systems. You know, these three that are down here, and I don't really care too much about which ones I use. I'm always like running through it in my mind because I just sort of thinking of like an end game of which products I could have in my kind of like final lineup. I'm still not decided between these because they all offer you great combos. You could really impress with this Car Pro Light. That comboed with that is like you're done. That will last probably somewhere between 6 months to a year, maybe just under a year. I don't know, I'm guessing completely. But from what I've seen, this is a really good product. And then you just, every time you wash the car, you plonk some of that on, and your car's going to be beading, it's going to look good. They're nice products on the shelf. You kind of get a bit of enjoyment out of having the Car Pro products because of how good they look. But alternatively, you could just pick like a Geon product like Canco, or you could pick Geon Pure or Geon 1. Geon 1 if you've not applied ceramic coatings. Pure was a bit sticky. I don't know if they've changed it now, which is a harder coating to work with, and I think it was classed as their sort of advanced user, whereas 1 is their like entry level one. That usability on ceramics, I used to think, if it's in the entry level one, I don't want it, it's too Mickey Mouse. Don't think like that, because how they apply is very, very important when you're using these things for the first time, and a nice smooth coating is really, really important. So you could go with Canco or Geon 1, and then you could maintain you could maintain that with something like Cure every sort of 6 weeks if you wanted to, or wet coat every couple of months, or you know, every other wash, however you do it, or just that quick detailer. So there's a lovely kind of like awesome protection combo there, guys. And the Geon stuff for me is just, it's just awesome. It looks good, and it just performs, and it's just good products. Look at that, it's interesting, isn't it, where it's run down the bottle, this stuff. It's like, I'm interested because it goes hard like a ceramic. But alternatively, you could just as easily use the tax system stuff. The Moonlight is your baseline ceramic. What did I do with that silicone? You could use this as your polishing glaze. They're Total One Essential, and then this is like the equivalent of wet coat. What's it called? White Bliss silica spray. This is a concentrate, so you mix this down to make loads of it. And I like concentrates. What's it called? Water glass. And then they're wax. They're shiny wax, which isn't a wax. You know, it's a detail spray, and I think it has a little bit of that funky silica in it, but less perhaps than the Geon one. So I always look at the little small details like that. So you really have some good choices. And then when I've tested out all these products over here, I find some little gems, you know, and I could like add this SC Mist in the mix somewhere here, and that would be the mother of all top-up products to go on the baseline ceramics. You'd probably make your ceramic coatings underneath last for a lot longer if you've got that repellent layer on top, so it's not getting exposed to the elements, I guess. But you also get the bling, don't you? All of the beading. A lot of these other products here, guys. Oh, you've got the Quartz Max in there as well. So if you wanted something to go on top of Moonlight, that's going to last about 3 months. So Geon, Tac, and CarPro for me got this kind of pedigree. They got this kind of pedigree, and they got the suite of products that are tried and tested. Now these other brands, Mothers, they've got just like, it's almost like, I don't know, I could get this completely wrong, they might just have one product. You know, at the moment the Maguires have just got the hybrid ceramic wax. I know they've got new stuff coming, but will they have a silica primer polish? You know, will they have everything I've got down here, you know, like a lightweight ceramic you could throw in the mix as well? Interested to see. You know, Turtle Wax have just put their hat in the ring. They've got that silica spray now, and they've got a ceramic polish for it, and they've got the ceramic wet coats. So Turtle Wax have now built up a complement of range of products, so you're getting more and more choice. It's interesting though, isn't it? Because these are like the foundation companies that were the first to build ranges in silicas, and the whole market's going there. So eventually everyone's going to have kind of ranges of SI02 products, and it's been interesting for me as a review channel to start looking at these and looking at performance and seeing some little different things about the performances and things like that. And I'm glad I did it. The next thing is, guys, what's going to come after SI2? So the newest thing that's coming along, people are talking about, is graphene. So I've got some graphene stuff being sent over from Imran from Into Detailing. He's sending it to me free of charge. It's expensive stuff. I think it's like coating. One of them's like a coating, and one of them is a detail spray. So we're going to be having a look at those, seeing how a graphene spray compares to a silica spray and perhaps some other traditional materials and stuff like that. So that's it. I kind of almost want to put a line in the sand of SI02 sprays because I've done so many of them on the channel. But the problem is they're going to be here to stay, because every single brand, it might be about half the brands at the moment have now got SI02 products. The other half are going to get on board as well, guys. So we're going to keep seeing more and more coming. I know some of you out there, every time you see another company that's offering SI02 sprays, you're kind of going like this. And some people were like that about 3 or 4 years ago, because these have been around for donkey's years. These ones, I think these were literally the first on the market. These might have even been around for like 7, 8, 9 years. Was it 2009 they came out? Can't remember. Maybe that might be too early. But those tax systems ones were the first on the market. So yeah, interesting now how many we've got out there. So that's it on this video, guys. What is your favourite SI02 silica spray? Do you care? Have you had enough of them? Are they really revolutionising keeping your car clean and maintained? Don't know if they're revolutionising them, but they might be a little bit better than what they had out there before. Although there's certainly things out there, isn't there, that can match the SI02 materials for durability. Some of the, you know, some of the PTFE stuff, and you know, some of these old school sealants that are water based might still be able to match some of these, but are they as good? Who knows? So many products, you have to do it on a product by product basis. That's it for this one, guys. Stay tuned to the Forensics Detailing channel. Lots to come. Couple more videos to get done this year that are quite important ones. I'll say nothing about them other than they're coming. Take care.